This is yet another campaign promise from 2016 that Donald Trump didn't keep. He'd promised to stay away from his business and said he might never even visit a Trump property during his time in office and that you wouldn't see him playing golf, as he'd be too busy. He has visited his properties 271 times so far as president, according to a Washington Post report. His most recent visit was on Thursday, where he met with Republican donors at his Trump International Hotel before the night's acceptance speech. One event that set the pace was an early trip to Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. The Secret Service asked for a room near the president, but it was booked. They were offered a room across the street instead. It was a beach cabana. For future trips, the Secret Service didn't risk it. They would book rooms for 2 weeks at a time to make sure they would have rooms when they needed them, all billed to taxpayers. Federal spending records show Trump's businesses have charged the government more than $900,000 since he took office. At least $570,000 of that was for his own travel. A public records lawsuit left the spending documents available. In addition to the expensive 2-week bookings at Mar-a-Lago, the resort charged daily resort fees to the Secret Service agents guarding Mike Pence in Las Vegas. In another instance, they were billed $1,300 as a furniture removal charge when Trump visited his resort in Scotland. There are also political events held at the properties. Campaign finance records show Republican groups paid the Trump Organization $3.8 million for the 37 times the president was at a political event at one of his properties. He tried to hold the Group of 7 summit at his Doral Resort in Miami but dropped the idea after an uproar. He filmed video messages for private clients at Mar-a-Lago. He suggested Pence visit one of his properties in Ireland, according to the vice president's chief of staff. Pence then traveled back and forth across Ireland on government business in charges billed to taxpayers. The Trump Organization said in a statement it has complied with promises it made before Trump took office. It claims to have rejected new foreign deals and that it donated profits from foreign governments. Over the past 3.5 years, we have gone to tremendous lengths to avoid even the appearance of a conflict of interest, not due to any legal requirement, but because of the respect we have towards the office of the presidency, said Eric Trump in a statement. Trump legally chose to retain ownership of his business while in office. He made 2 promises. He said he'd keep his business away from the presidency, and the company said it would exclude him from decision-making, refuse new overseas deals and give back any profits it made from business with foreign governments. President-elect Trump wants there to be no doubt in the minds of the American public that he is completely isolating himself from his business interests, said Sherry Dillon, a Trump attorney in January 2017. He instructed us to take all steps realistically possible to make it clear that he is not exploiting the office of the presidency for his personal benefit. When he was campaigning, he said he wouldn't visit his properties. "I may never see these places again," he said at a 2016 rally. "Because I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf. Believe me." Responding to questions for Washington Post's report, White House spokesman Judd Deere said that Trump has turned over the day-to-day responsibilities of running the company, though he was not required to and has sacrificed billions of dollars in the process. The Washington Post is blatantly interfering with the business relationships of the Trump Organization, and it must stop, Deere continued in his statement. "Please be advised that we are building up a very large dossier on the many false David Fahrenthold and others' stories, as they are a disgrace to journalism and the American people." To gather information, the Post interviewed Trump Properties staff and former administration officials and reviewed federal spending records obtained in public records requests. It received 265 pages of receipts and emails the Secret Service released this month.